monster.
I know. Are you coming with us?
What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD. Want to do here back in Play Source. This is, of course, Road to Ragnarok episode 3, the weekly podcast dedicated to any and all things God of War Ragnarok, from news, lore, reactions, and upon release, our review along with the spoiler cast to end this series. With me, of course, Thor, son of Odinson. Wait, Thor. Damn, I fucked up. Thor, son of Odin's body double himself, Kyle Stevenson of PS Trophy. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing great, Kev.
Should I say?
No worries about messing up. It's fine.
Should I also include 6-1 Indie?
You can if you want. It's
Should
fine.
I do? You know what? I'm gonna.
I feel like people
I'm,
know me from both places and already know it. So like, it's totally fair.
Why not?
You're doing a great job anyway. It's fine.
Why not? Why not?
Just go to Mr. K Step on Twitter. You'll find both.
Indeed. Why not give the old 6-1 Indie a shout out as well?
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying.
Thank
should.
you.
I'm from New York. I should be giving them a, you know.
Damn straight.
Like
I didn't realize you're from where? New York?
I'm from Queens.
Oh, sweet.
Flushing,
Okay,
Queens.
nice.
Yeah. Flushing,
Oh,
Queens.
right
Yeah.
in Mets town,
Yes,
my
sir.
favorite town.
Yes, sir. I more so claim Arizona just because I was raised here, you know. But
Yeah,
I was born in New York. Yeah. And I do very much have like New York parents and you know stuff like that. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely,
not.
yeah.
I'm not.
You
I
can
don't
leave New York, but the New York isn't going to leave anybody.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I don't call myself a New Yorker, for example, right? I just you know,
Yeah.
it's a little disingenuous, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But
Absolutely.
it is what it is. But how are you? Doing good?
I'm good. This week is already way too long.
It's only Tuesday,
and
my boy.
it's-
It's only Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. I had a 2-hour appointment last night. So that was after a work day, so I didn't get home till like 7:30 at night. So that was a bummer. I got another dentist appointment on Thursday night, and then I'm leaving on Friday night up to quote unquote 6-1 Indie headquarters where
Oh,
we're doing
snap.
Extra Life this weekend.
Oh shit! Good for you. Okay,
So
okay.
We're doing 24 hours. Yeah.
A 24-hour stream.
24 hours.
Okay, I will-
Twitch.tv/6-1indie.
I will definitely look out for that.
Yeah.
I'll do my due diligence in the retweets and
Sweet.
such for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I have a
What
dentist
about you?
appointment. I'm good. I have a dentist appointment. I think next Thursday.
Sweet.
So that'll be like a week. Fuck. I think that's a week before Ragnarok. Holy shit.
Yeah. At least
Wait.
it's not on Ragnarok Day.
No, maybe it's 2 weeks. Yeah, I forgot. I don't know. Something
Yeah,
like that. We'll
time's
see. We'll
weird.
see.
Time's
Yeah.
weird.
We'll see. But you know,
Yeah.
hanging out, still doing that IGN training. You know what I'm saying? I like officially
Sweet.
had like my first 2 full days. I think this upcoming weekend. So
All right.
that should be interesting. Going well.
How's it going?
Doing good. All things good.
Yeah.
God of War content pumping up. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely getting that started. Getting some scripts going. You know.
Absolutely. Review season's here. Games are coming out almost every
indeed.
other day.
Indeed.
wild.
Indeed. I have started principal research, if you will, on a big God of War video. If you recall, The Last of Us, iceberg.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm making the God of War iceberg. All right.
Exactly.
I mean, there is a really good one. However, the creator's from Brazil, right? So you can imagine the language barrier there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? Why not me? You know, I'm gonna just do it. You know, so I'm making a God of War iceberg coming to you in a few weeks' time. You know what I'm saying? A lot. Yeah, like I feel like this one's a little bit more difficult because Last of Us I feel like is a little bit more fresh than
I
God
mean,
of War
also,
once, and there's less games to
have-
deal with. There's that too.
You have a full-on pantheon of gods
Yes.
to include and
Yeah.
mythology. Like you're gonna have to put on like historian like in your bio at some point.
It's a lot of research. It's fun. It's fun though. It's fun.
Exactly.
It's fun
No,
though.
it's
It's
fun.
fun. It's fun.
Mythology is always fun to like read up on and stuff
Yeah.
because it's fascinating.
Definitely. Well, like we said, we are 20 days. We're technically, I guess, 19, but technically 20. But if you count the night before, Tuesday night, you know, I'll be playing 9 p.m. Tuesday. You know, that's just me on November 8th, right? But 20 days officially until God of War Ragnarok, and some housekeeping here before we get up to all that great stuff. Wait, before we do that, Kyle, plug yourself down below in the description,
Sure, yeah.
please. What do you got going on?
You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. KSEP, PSN, all that jazz. If you want a PlayStation dedicated podcast and show, hit up the Trophy Room PlayStation show on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcast services. And if you want to know all about the latest and greatest in all things indie games, go hit up 61indie.com. That's SIXONEINDIE and 61IndieCast, wherever you listen to podcasts as well.
You love to see it. You love to see it. And of course, catch the show here on youtube.com, plays and source, as well as podcast services just like Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, etc. via the anchor link down below in the description. Like the video and rate the podcast. It really does help us get seen by more viewers so we can grow the PSS family. Down below as well, let us know what you like or dislike about the show, and connect with us further on Twitter and Discord in the description. If you're feeling generous, hit that join button. Become a member of the channel with the $1 Prince Team members, just like the Bio Musa, and our $5 King Team members, just like Caleb Kaiser, the Iraq Knight, and the homie Owen as well. Latest uploads. I still have yet to do a short about God of War that I'm probably going to just bust it out tonight for sure. But we did why Kratos cut the apple that Sindri threw at him. I don't think you're at that point in the game quite yet. You're almost there.
I know about it though. I remember reading about it after the first time. Yeah,
I didn't know that whole backstory, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out that video. Definitely enjoyed it. Spider-Man Miles Morales PC info also got onto the scene as well. Check out that if you have a PC. If you somehow fit a 4090 into your PC case, you can play Miles Morales in 4K 60 and all the ray tracing and stuff and all the details down below in that video as well.
Suitcase, because I feel like a suitcase is the only thing that'll fit it.
Yo, I forgot if it was a Linus Tech Tips screenshot or some other tech YouTuber. I don't know, but like, have you seen that side by side of the 4090 and the PS5?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
That's actually yo, like
that's wild.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We're
that's
back to like the old PC towers of like my childhood of the 90s, where they were just behemoths.
Yeah,
and it's way too tall.
Ooh, a little side story before we get into the good stuff here. My boss was talking to me, right? And I was like telling him what I do outside of work, right? All this stuff, right? And he was like, "Oh man, like I've been trying to get a PS5 since it came out. I've been going to the store and waiting." And I'm like, "Why, bro? It's not gonna happen. Like, no, like,
yeah, what?"
I'm like, "You've been doing that for 2 years. You've been checking stores for 2 years?
That's wild."
I'm like, "No, bro." So I'm like, you know what? All right, if I see it, I'll figure it out for you, right? But then that same day, like 6 hours later, I got a Sony email of like, hey, if you want to use your account to buy a PS5 on Friday at this time, you can do so. No questions asked. I'm like, all right, yo, got my PS5. Shout out to Sony. Made it happen. It's over there. I got to give it to him tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Out here spending and he's never owned the PlayStation console either.
Woo-wee.
So now it's like, do I tell this man to subscribe for a month of extra and check out what he wants?
Yeah, right. Like, all the games are there.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to figure that. I told him at the bare minimum, PS Plus collection. You got God of War there. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like PS
God
Plus
of War,
collection.
Last of Us Remastered. Persona, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you know what? I think I might tell him.
It's all there.
Uncharted. I think I might tell him straight up. Listen, pay for like a month or two, whatever, of PS Plus extra, and just start there,
Absolutely.
without even spending like a full retail copy on the game, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see. But before we even get to what we've been playing, you teed up a little something you wanted to bring to the podcast. What's up?
I said I had a little surprise for you, and
okay, let's see.
Try to think of the best way to say this without feeling like all high and mighty.
See, this sounds like a breakup.
No, it's not. No, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm leaving the show, Road to Ragnarok.
No, absolutely not. When I'm like down on myself, I try to do some good things.
Okay.
For some good people. And so what I'm going to offer for everyone listening, and because also like I look at the stock, right? And I always see there's a section for podcast reviews, and we never have any podcast reviews. So like here's what I want to do, Kev.
To be fair, I also never really check.
That's totally fair.
But I should be
still,
checking.
this is going to
That's
be
fair.
incentive because you do amazing work. I love all the stuff you do. I am honored to be on the show. So everyone listening or watching, go review and rate the show 5 stars.
Okay.
And then I will give away a copy of Ragnarok to somebody who does that. So we'll pick somebody out of all the,
What?
DM them to Kev, DM them to me, and I will gift a code for Ragnarok the week of the game. So like when the game comes out, you will have either PSN funds to buy it, or if there's a way for me to get the actual game code or whatever. Yeah, I want to do that for you in the show because you're awesome and you need to be supported a little bit. And I want people to actually like interact with the show and share and stuff. So like, yeah.
Okay. I like it. Can I be a nice guy back? Can we go 50-50?
Of course. Yeah,
Can we
let's do
just
this.
Can we just split it down the middle? You know what I'm
If
saying?
you want to, you totally do not have to.
I want to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. We're more so, you know what? No. Kyle's gonna get all the credit. I'm still
No.
I'm gonna still pay 50-50.
50-50.
I'm gonna still 50-50. So yeah, leave a what are your stipulations? Leave a
Review it on your podcast service of choice.
Okay.
Spotify, rated 5 stars if you listen there. Screenshot the review or the 5 stars.
Okay.
And either DM it to one of us, and then we'll keep it in a doc somewhere.
Okay.
And we'll grab the winner. Let's see. Are we doing a traditional show recording Tuesday before, or are we gonna save that for like
no, I mean that
initial
week
impressions?
I want to
right?
push it a little bit to like Wednesday night or Thursday morning.
For
you know what I'm saying?
impressions.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I want us to get like at
All
least a
right.
few hours in, you know.
So we'll do it the week before. Whatever the week before is, we'll pick a winner. So that way they can have it on release day, because I don't want them to like miss out on all the fervor, right?
Okay, so that's the predictions episode. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so the predictions episode, we will.
November 3rd, right? It'll go up.
Yeah, I should be more prepared. Let me double check. Where is it?
2 weeks
There we
from
go.
2 weeks from now.
Let me see. Yeah, okay, so.
I also love doing this on the episode so people like know there's no shenanigans going on. You didn't know I was gonna do this.
I
so
swear
we're
I
figuring
didn't
it out on
know.
the fly. I love it. I love the transparency.
I really thought Kyle was
great.
breaking up with me. That was crazy. Okay.
No, what? Absolutely not.
God of War Ragnarok. And giveaway winner. Okay. I got that in the notes. Ooh.
Yeah.
Next week is supposed to be the God of War review. Ooh. I feel like I'll be able to beat the game. Do you think you'll be
I'm
able
gonna
to
get there. I'm
Really?
gonna get there, Kev.
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
try. If I have to take off work, no, I'll do it.
Nah. And like, hey.
I'll do it. If I have to golden
you already
path it, I'll
played
golden
it.
path it. I platinumed it. It's fine.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like you're prepared to that, you know.
Yeah.
But I just finished. I'm on my way to the second time going to. Oh, we just got the black rune from Tears Temple. From a Tears Temple. No, Tears Vault.
Okay.
Tears Vault.
Yep.
And Atreus is on his god complex right now. You know, being a little shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of the sore. Is it one of the sore spots in the game? A lot of people do complain about that particular thing.
I actually love that part of the game. I love seeing Atreus. It's a. I'm trying to think of the actual like real life term that people.
Like a.
Is it a god? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a god complex, right? Like
I mean,
he thinks he's
yeah.
holier than thou now, and like he didn't really do anything. He's like kind of born into it, but like when he finds out that Kratos is a god, he thinks he can do whatever he wants. Like everyone else is like peons.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that, like that other side of it, right? Like he's not a humble person with powers or like goddom. He's a dick. And he's like shades of Kratos back when he was, in Greece.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that section. Again, I haven't gotten up to that part yet. Maybe 4 years later, I'll have a different opinion on it, but I really enjoyed it the first time I played it.
Yeah. I definitely have like a similar feeling on it. It's just like that similar feeling still persists of like, oh, like, man, like it's a lot.
He's annoying as
yeah,
all hell. Yeah, no, I
don't
get
know
that.
I don't know about like, for me, I don't know if it's like necessarily like annoying. It's more like anxiety inducing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll explain it. Like whenever like I would see like one of my friends talk bad to their parents, it's like, oh,
absolutely.
It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Like you can do that?
yeah.
What? Why? Yeah, you know, that's where
You're
that's
taken
where I'm
aback
at.
by it. Yeah,
Definitely, because I know I would, you know, I would not
I
be
would
here
never.
today. I would not be here today. You know
No.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yo?
Absolutely not.
Oh man, shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom. Anyway, both my parents, not just my mom. Let's. I was talking for too long. Let's talk a little bit about your playthrough with God of War. I already gave my little opening spiel last week, starting God of War. Where are you at now that you've started it? What we got
I
going
think
on?
my in-game clock is around like 6-ish hours. I just got through Alfheim, the elves' first little realm that you go through. And starting this game up for the first time in 4 years, all those feelings came back to me of just being awe and wonder and like, it still looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but I can see a little bit of age every now and again. Just a little bit of just it being a PS4 game that's 4 years old and seeing like where games were just like in 2020, 2 years ago with Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima and stuff. So like, I can see a little bit of the age there, but it feels fantastic. It's smooth as all hell. The axe feels greater than ever. It took me a little bit of getting used to because Elden Ring came out this year. I use circle is roll or dodge. Not here, it's X and or cross, excuse me, for the purists out there.
It's X.
That
Let's
takes
just, you know.
yeah, exactly. I'm still getting my ass kicked sometimes because I keep hitting circle to roll and nothing's happening. So I still have to like rewire my brain a little bit, but everything feels great. Like you mentioned you were playing on Give Me a Challenge.
Indeed.
So like, you know what? I gotta be on Kevin's level. I want to have the same kind of experience.
Okay,
So I've been playing on Give Me a Challenge, and man, that final boss in Alfheim, the elf that like shrouds you in darkness sometimes. I forgot what his name is. All the bosses' names have really hard names.
Very hard.
So I'm not
names.
even going to try.
Very, very difficult.
It annoyed me 4 years ago. It annoyed me even more now.
Yeah.
Just like, how can it feels like his little projectiles that shroud you in darkness and does a lot of damage to you on Give Me a Challenge. They like home in on you. They track you wherever you roll or move out of the way. Like, it's so hard to avoid those things. And it's not just one, there's 3 at a time. And like, he'll bounce back and he'll leave one at his feet and you don't notice it. Like, that fight is incredibly difficult, but I love the whole like blacking out the arena and then you don't know where he is until like the last second when he's running up on you and stuff. So it's a cool fight. It's super difficult, but I do think I had this feeling the first time. I kind of have it again. Not a big fan of Alfheim. Not a big fan of the elven realm. Like, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong.
It's fucking gorgeous. That might be the best looking
like,
realm.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, by like a lot. Yeah.
Maybe it's because like the elves are fighting in the background and you don't really get I'm a big dum when I play. Like, tell me what's going on.
Right.
And like, whose side is the right side, which I guess is the whole beauty of that realm. A part of me is just like, did I do the right or wrong thing here?
Yeah.
I kind of want to know. And I bet you we're going to find out Ragnarok.
I think it's a part of it. Yeah, because I think we're led to believe that the final boss is a dark elf, right?
Yep.
Clear as day, right? And like he tells Kratos in his dying breaths, you just played it, where like he says that you guys chose the wrong side. Right?
Or that's what Atreus translates.
Atreus translated to, yeah. So I'm sure that will, we talked a little bit last week, but like, in Alfheim, the light and dark elves are in the constant war, and the light elves by the end of the game are in the search for Tyr, because Tyr is meant to establish peace in Alfheim and bring an end to the war and everything. And yeah, I'm sure that's a thread that they will definitely touch on, but I like it. Yeah. I just feel like
other than that, go ahead.
I like Alfheim, but like I definitely get not liking it. I just feel like there's a lot that goes on in that. I mean, bro,
Oh,
Kratos stepping into the light,
oh yeah, yeah,
bro,
yeah.
and then we got
That was
footage. Bro, did you see the screenshots I tweeted today?
I did not. No.
Bro, there's new footage in the Ragnarok trailer, which we will talk about in news. But like, there's a part in that trailer where we see Kratos like looking into the light again on Alfheim.
Oh boy.
And like he's obviously sad as shit, and like it looks like he's like hearing Faye again. And then Atreus like pulls his arm and it's like, no, like I'm like, oh fuck. That's gonna it's in our intro. That's from Ragnarok.
Sweet.
The scene where Kratos is looking into the light of Alfheim. That's from Ragnarok. So we're surely going back to Alfheim and Ragnarok and stuff like that. But
Yeah. I love that, how that whole thing ended too, right? Like where to you it's what, 30-40 seconds of you going in between while Kratos is reliving all his worst fears and hearing Atreus say like how much he hates Kratos and wishes he'd be around more and be a better dad. And the line that like hurt then, hurts now, will hurt forever was, why couldn't it have been him? Why did it have to be you that died, when he's talking to Faye? Like, oh man, whoa, man, Santa Monica, the writers, wow. But yeah, but like you're going through all these things, and just when you think Kratos is going to see Faye, or it's literally at the top of the mountain from the end of the game.
yeah, you see a lot of different snippets.
You
It's
see a
actually kinda
lot.
crazy.
And then Atreus pulls him out, and of course Kratos being Kratos, still in this early stages of the game, be like, why'd you do that? Like, I was doing my thing in there. And then Atreus was like, you were gone a long fucking time without saying fucking.
No,
like,
we can say fucking this cool. We're already
No,
like 10
I know,
minutes
but
in.
like-
We're good.
But like
Yeah.
Atreus himself did not use those words, is what I meant. But
Yeah.
like you're like, you're gone a long time, and Kratos is like, no, I was. And then he looks around and sees all the elves that Atreus killed with the axe because Kratos gave it to him, and he was like, oh shit. Yeah, okay. What's going on?
Which then it's like, Atreus really used that axe that
Right?
effectively? Like, hold on, wait a minute.
Right?
You're like a child, sir. Like,
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
it's a big boy axe here. You know what I'm
When
saying? Like,
Kratos gave it to him, like,
he was like,
Atreus
whoa,
barely
yeah,
held
yeah,
it.
I barely
Yeah,
held it.
so-
What the fuck going? Yeah, that's always interesting to me. And then also
and him hearing voices throughout that whole realm too.
yeah,
Like that's when we learn of of Atreus's illness and sickness, and like, you know, him hearing things that Kratos isn't hearing or we're not hearing.
yeah. There's and I love that scene too, because when Kratos is in the light, there's a section where Kratos is like climbing, and it's a very brief section that you see. You don't even like get to like land anywhere. Like it's like he's still on the climbing animation, and there's like a land mass in the distance, not like crazy distance, but like just maybe like 300 feet away, right?
Sure.
And it's like buildings and like architecture on top of a mountain, right? And my thought, this might be a whole video I do, I don't know, but like, was that Asgard?
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah.
Since during that part of the game, we're seeing a bunch of settings that we haven't been to yet. Like we said, we see the bridge in Jotunheim that leads to the tallest peak, right at the very end of the game. We haven't seen that yet. There's some other examples as well, right? But there's that one that's like a weirdly short climbing animation where we see like a settlement on top of peaks. You know, I don't know.
Not even just that too, which is a great eye. I don't think I noticed that, but going through the game from the beginning and me being my OCD and having to check every corner and still doing all the collectibles and stuff, even though I have the platinum, so it doesn't matter. But like those, I forgot what they're called, the lore boards, where Atreus reads the glyphs. Like, are they literally telling us the plot of Ragnarok?
Yep.
Like what we're doing in the game from the first one, like referencing Odin and what he did to, what was it, that witch or something that I forgot her name, something about like,
Oh man, Oh, man.
turning off her ability to talk or something like that. I forget. It starts with a G. I just played it. Or like Thor and the World Serpent going at it.
Yep. They talk about
Like,
that.
are we gonna see all of this in Ragnarok? And if so, yes, please.
Dude,
Like, I hope so.
I can't fucking wait, man. I can't wait, man.
It's
I can't wait.
It's I love how much we're
so close.
gleaning info on Ragnarok from the first game 4 years ago, and like, is Corey just a super genius who like had all these trails and knowing where they were going in the next game, or is this just like a happy accident that they're retrofitting and now it just kind of like makes sense?
I think he said this in the Raising Kratos documentary that like he had the full Norse
the
thing
outline.
written,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
And he was trying to fit it into one game, but then it's like actually no, like we can't do this, like in one game. So
God, can you imagine?
he like gave us like
one
a
game?
portion of it.
Jeez.
God damn, that'd be a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we was going to talk a little bit about the development of this game because there's definitely some news about that for sure. But no surprise, I've been playing God of War. If you're familiar with the game, I am at the part. Oh wait, I already said that here on the podcast, right? Where like Atreus is, on his god complex.
Yeah.
We're heading up to the Jotunheim Watchtower, at least the broken down version of it. That's where Mimir's at right now. Was at in the tree and all that. So we're going back there, and then from there, I know we're gonna go to Hell again and all that. Yeah. So heading back there, and yeah, like I mean, I'll echo what you've said. I'm really still enjoying it. I did not expect how I feel. Okay, one thing I am noticing as I get more and more deeper in this game is that like I know a lot of people complain about the end pace of God of War, that like there's a particular section that like maybe overstates its welcome a little bit too much and stuff like that. But like I'll say from where I'm at right now, right, I want to call it over halfway, right? Because I think I go to Hell. I know I have to go into the World Serpent's body, and then I gotta do a few other things for sure. Like I still got some hours ahead of me, but I feel like the pace is really well done in this game. Like I feel like we're only spending time in the realm, and I'm like combing through every section just like you. Like this is definitely my most thorough playthrough of God of War that I've played so far. Right, This is my third time playing it, but I just feel like the pace is like really well done, and like I feel like I'm never in one particular realm for quote unquote too long. Yeah. Like I feel like it's a really, really nice pace that the game has. I really want to see now, like with that context going into the where is the part that like, and even I felt it to a certain degree, like also having fun, but like I want to get to the part where people say like, oh, its pace is kind of showing a little bit and it's becoming like less great of a pace game. Definitely want to get to that and have some thoughts on that for sure. I plan to beat it by next time we record. I hope. I assume I will. But yeah, no, I'm still enjoying it. And oh man, I got the blades, bro. Oof, man, they feel good, man.
I can't wait to relive that scene again.
It hits, bro. It hits.
Shout out to Brock and Sindri, just as good as I remember.
Our kings.
I love them both so much.
Fucking kings. Yes, sir.
What else? Oh, I was gonna ask you, because you played it more times than me. You said this is your third playthrough.
Yes.
Are you playing Kratos any differently? Are you utilizing more blocking, more dodging?
Yes.
More different runes? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really like, as Sony Santa Monica said, I'm playing with my food a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll play with my food, like I'm seeing it. And also one thing that I forgot to mention last week, and I remember just now as you were talking about your control scheme. So the second time I played God of War, I was playing the entire God of War franchise, right? So when I got to God of War 2018, I was having a really hard time with the controls because they're mapped to the triggers instead of the face buttons, right? However, there is a control scheme on God of War 2018 that is classic. That has it to where I'm pretty sure O is to evade. I'm almost 1,000% sure.
Okay.
And then it's classic God of War where square is for light attack, triangles for heavy.
Okay.
So there's only one ability thing that is really hard to do with that control scheme, and that is when you can throw your Leviathan axe and get like 3 or 4 or 5 different targets, right? And the actual that is pretty much broken in classic control scheme because it's just hard to you just can't do it, you know? Like it's just not meant for the classic control scheme. So that's the only move I found where it's like, okay, I'm just never gonna do that, you know, just because I like physically kind of can't. It's kind of broken in that one. But other than that, like I played that control scheme on my second time, and I'm doing it again here, and like I'm really enjoying it. So I feel like that'd be something that could be worth a shot. You know, I know I'm sure with Ragnarok, if I do classic, which I plan to do classic control scheme, I don't see why it wouldn't be in the game. That's gonna be fucking wild if it's not. But I feel like it is. But
it should be.
I am gonna lose the perhaps like any adaptive triggers in terms of
fair,
you know, anything with the axe from that standpoint. I might try for like the first hour and then go back to classic. But that's how I play God of War 2018. You know.
Okay.
And I really, really enjoy the game that way. You know, like low key, like maybe it just feels a little bit more like God of War, you know?
Fair.
You know, just
That's
having
fair.
that classic control scheme, like I really enjoy it. So I would, you know, I would possibly recommend that, you know?
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I am having a lot more fun, like mixing up different runes, leveling up different runes. And like, I don't know, like a lot of people, I mean, for the game only having 2 weapons, there's a lot of diversity that you can do to move list.
I would argue 3 with your fists.
That's fair.
Without the axe, you have the hand-to-hand stuff.
Which you're right. There is a lot of moves. I mean, that's his own skill tree, of course, but like, there's a lot of things that you can do hand-to-hand combat. You know, you're right. There is
build up that stun gauge and stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, man, that's cool.
So that's what I'm learning now, replaying it is utilizing the fists more to build that stun gauge, especially on Give Me a Challenge, like where you're gonna get surrounded, and why not take advantage of stunning them faster and doing the R3 kind of like visceral attack to end them. So I'm doing a lot more of that. I'm also blocking way more now. Again, maybe it's just because it's harder and trying to parry as much as possible or time the yellow hits, I believe, are the ones that you can parry.
Yeah.
Where you get the yellow bubble.
Yellow indicator. Yep.
Yep. And there was I will admit it right now, Kev. I'm a little embarrassed to say it.
What's up?
I did not realize you could throw the axe with the light trigger, the light attack.
No, that's not that crazy. No, like I had that same thing.
I only threw it with the overhand one. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if this works. And I did it once, and it's just like a really quick.
It's like a quick like side
kind of
thing.
toss.
Like,
Exactly. I was like, whoa, I don't remember doing that at all in 2018.
Yeah.
So you utilizing that a little bit more, especially for like faster enemies that dodge the heavy one. And utilizing Atreus's arrows as well in times where I need to like interrupt an attack, like that first big troll that you fight. That one took me a bit because I was getting overwhelmed by the dudes throwing poison that were spawning up everywhere and trying to figure out how to not get hit because Kratos isn't the fastest guy in the world.
Nope.
So like I can't run around in circles. I gotta figure out how to do it. And yeah, like utilizing, going to Spartan Rage to gain health back, I think is a great mechanic.
Yes. Yeah.
I did not utilize to my full extent when I first played it.
I feel
like I have to.
In this playthrough.
I feel like I have to. It's just like when I'm real low, because the enemies are doing way more damage, just go into Spartan Rage and hit enemies to gain some health back is a great way, especially if you don't have any health gems nearby, which happens way more often than I thought.
Yeah, and like I think a lot of it, as we're like discovering like these new mechanics and such, like I do kind of like attest that too, playing on like Give Me a Challenge, you know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
I don't think I ever realized that Spartan Rage give you health because like I was pretty much always like, I mean, it was rare I died on normal.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, like, the boss fight here and there, the fucking tier puzzle. Oh my god, this fucking tier, the Tears Vault puzzle, bro. When you have to move the sun and the moon and Earth, Midgard down, and you gotta line them. Oh my, I died at least like four or five times, bro. But
yeah.
it's easy
Shout out
once
to
you
the
get
puzzles
it.
too.
Yeah.
Puzzles are great. I love how they do puzzles in this game.
Indeed.
Everything's environmentally, and like you have to look around, especially with those locked chests with the runes.
Yeah,
And,
I'm getting everyone.
you have to get the health upgrades and the
facts.
Spartan Rage stuff. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah.
Those are fun.
I think when I beat the game, like there is a chance that I move on to play something else. I mean, I don't know if I have time to play anything else before Ragnarok necessarily. I probably do, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I never beat all the Valkyries.
Ooh. So you don't have the platinum.
Oh no, sir. No, sir,
Kev.
Bro, there's like 51 Odin
Valkyries
Ravens,
are-
bro. Yeah, but
Yeah, I know.
But like now that I'm getting more, because I feel like I've never played God of War like this before. Like I feel so much more skillful, right? So I'm like, I think I can take on those Valkyries, maybe.
That last Valkyrie though. Oh,
I hear the
boy.
last one's a doozy.
I can't imagine it on Give Me a Challenge.
it's a doozy.
I really cannot. Yeah.
But like I've seen them done
this-
on Give Me God of War, right?
Uh-huh.
That looks like literally impossible.
Sure. Yeah.
So are you talking from a place of like normal difficulty Valkyrie? Like that's like low key impossible? Holy shit.
Normal difficulty when I got the platinum in 2018. There were a couple that took me a long time. That last Valkyrie took me hours.
Damn.
It was tough. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think you should, because those fights are super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try one or two, but I'm not like gonna go out of my way for him this playthrough.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool. And like you bring up a great point, how like playing it on this harder difficulty is giving you new appreciation. I felt the same way when I played Last of Us on grounded mode. I felt the same way playing FF7 Remake on hard mode, where you can't use items. That's a whole different game. And like, shout out to the prayer materia. That is a lifesaver, Like I love when it's not just hard mode, everything's upscaled or whatnot. Like you have to reframe how you play, which I love. And this is definitely something that is in that category for sure.
I did play Integrate on hard, and like after a while, it's like you don't even like you can't even imagine like why you'd even need items to
sure
degree, like once you get your materia set up and everything, it's like okay, like I have a use case for everything here, you know what I'm saying, and like I can be okay, That Sephiroth fight though, that one took me a little bit. It took me a little bit.
Yeah.
He was
Absolutely.
slammed. But yeah, of course, we'll have more thoughts. Next week, at least on the schedule, it is our God of War 2018 review in 2022. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? You have faith that you will beat the game, even if you don't. I feel like you already know
I'll be
the
close.
main beats of the game.
Yeah,
For sure. But going into the news here, of course, we got some great news that I sure love to hear. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 dates here involving the God of War Ragnarok embargoes. These, of course, trickle out as soon as different outlets and different reviewers start getting code and all that. This came out, I believe, yesterday, October 19th, right? Is when those came out, when the embargo stuff came out.
Yes, I remember seeing Steve Saylor's one first, and that was yesterday.
Yeah, he's doing an accessibility report as well. So
preview,
shots of that.
Uh-huh.
Preview. I mean, and I'm not sure if like when. Because I feel like it's not like when they say that they have the embargoes, that's probably not when they got the copy, right? Because like I was seeing on Reddit, like people were like looking up some PSNs of some reviewers, and like one dude had like 30 hours in the game already. That could be just him on idle on the menu, because the PSI's clock is like, is the application running?
It's finicky.
It's we're counting hours, and it's like I wish it was like, is it running and is there inputs being put in, something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Because like that PlayStation year in review stuff that they usually do, for a couple of years running, my hours on PlayStation have been like in the thousands, and that's because I watch YouTube on my PlayStation, and so it counts that in the hour runtime. And I'm like, there's no way I played that much games. There's no way.
Yeah.
And then when I do the math, I was like, yeah, no, that's all YouTube hours. There's a lot of Critical Role. Those things are like 4 hours long each.
I hear you. But excuse me, the early impressions / the preview, I guess you could say, are on October 21st, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're looking at your calendar, if you're looking at your calendar, you're watching this podcast, it is indeed tomorrow. Okay. I was like, I'm not gonna, delay the podcast for that. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it next week. Maybe a quick little roundup, get a little feel for, how everyone's feeling about God of War, Ragnarok and such. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the review embargo, which is November 3rd, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is, I believe, a Thursday. I have my calendar. I don't know
yes.
why I'm guessing.
Thursday.
Just look. It's a Thursday, huh? Okay. So
that's our
That's okay. So we're gonna.
That's our betting special one.
Oh, it's going live the same day.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, we
can
talk
fine.
about review embargoes. Next week.
Y'all know this records 2 days prior, so that was our Metacritic predictions when we did not know the Metacritic. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So look out for those. We'll cover those accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And we'll do as such because we have no access over here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Come on, man. We in the trenches, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We in the trenches, yo. It's cool. But the other news story here is there was a nice. You know what? Listen, I'm still on Sony's ass. I'm still on PlayStation's ass because I'm mad that all of a sudden we don't do game focused their plays anymore. It's a real devastation to me. It bothers my soul. You know what I'm saying? To just get a nice little 7, 6 minute, 8 minute presentation with devs talking and such and all that. And then we go into some uncut gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember the good times, Kyle? Do you remember that?
I do remember the good times of E3 2016, the best E3 showcase of all time where God of War was unveiled.
Indeed.
Where it was just like, 5, 6 minute just uncut playing on stage, followed by more just playing on stage. Indeed. That whole show. So yeah, I think that has its place, and I think it's definitely worth it. I don't know what's on PlayStation's end, like what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, why are we not having a showcase?
Oh, because the Activision deal. Oh, we saw that. I was like,
I did see that rumor. I was like, yeah, that makes a little bit of sense, but man, that's so stupid. So dumb.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I mean, I would think to just like, hey, remember the Last of Us Day of Play, guys? Do y'all recall that? Last of Us Part 2.
I mean, remember Dead Space just got. I think I saw a 9-minute gameplay video today.
Yes, yeah. I haven't watched it, but I do want to watch it.
I haven't either.
Yeah. I have a queue, but I just miss when Stay Up Plays used to also just be focused on games like that. Ghost of Tsushima had one.
Yeah.
I'm sure a few others, but yeah, good times. But
yeah,
we did get this Shaping the Story trailer from God of War Ragnarok, and there's just a few little things I definitely recommend y'all go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. I don't have one here on the doc, but I'll link it down below as well. But there's a few quotes that I want to read and just a few little tidbits of information that we got that I deemed like real info that we should be paying attention to. So I forgot the role of this woman on the trailer that was talking about this specific part, so my apologies on that. But it was said, quote, "You get to go on this journey with Atreus." You get to go on this journey with how Atreus grows into a young adult and how Kratos grows into his next era in his life, and really see kind of the parenting he's striving to be, but the person he's striving to be. Next era in his life is an interesting way to phrase that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to keep that in mind,
Yeah. Also, her name was Ariel, senior producer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Ariel.
Ariel Angelotti.
Ooh, that's a nice last name.
Yeah.
Angelotti. Yeah, that one saying Kratos is Kratos' next era. That definitely was like a okay. That's a way to phrase things, you know.
I'm gonna make this joke before we keep playing the game. His next era just meaning death, right? Kratos is dying. And afterlife Kratos, like I don't
Afterlife Kratos.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But they also cited here a few other facts. The pandemic proved to be a challenge for development, even had different actors and actresses stand in as the background characters to avoid too many people on set. So what that was referring to is that like they were showing some mocap, right? And I think they had like the actress that plays Freya, I forget her name. My apologies. But like they had her and
Danielle
like
something, I think.
yeah, Danielle something. Yeah, they had like her and like other cast members that are playing main character roles in the game when they weren't a part of a particular scene. Rather than getting an extra and have a lot of people on the mocap stage during lockdown and like during the pandemic and such, they had those main actors kind of stand in as just different like background characters when they needed that didn't have any voice lines and stuff like that. Just people that were in the scene, right?
Yeah.
They used that, which I thought was a pretty cool way to work around that and to keep the
Yeah. So,
yeah. Go ahead.
no. First of all, her name is Danielle Bisutti. Freya. They did something similar on Last of Us 1.
Oh yeah.
Where you know the scene where Joel stabs the dude in the leg, the interrogation where it's like, "Where's Ellie?"
Yep.
That was Nolan North.
Nice.
In a mocap. That was Nolan North. Troy was doing that to Nolan on set and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, dope. So like that. So that happens. You know, other times, but. Right. I guess it was a necessity, right? Because of the pandemic. So
yeah. They
makes sense.
They decided as a way to control the amount of people that were on the mocap stage at one time, you know.
Yeah.
And another thing off the pandemic as well was that they made a heavy statement and like a note to say that like nothing was changed from a story perspective in spite of the pandemic. So that's also interesting that like they like highlighted that. You know what I'm saying? Like, was that ever something that was, you know, in contention? Like was that, you know, that's also.
I wonder if it was something similar to like when oh god, what show was it? I think it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It was. How
like,
that whole thing was.
There was a whole like virus rewrite because of it. So like,
yeah,
I guess that's always kind of like could happen.
Right.
But I mean, hopefully not anymore. Knock on wood, because we're slowly getting out of it.
We're heading to another one. Not the illness kind of pandemic. The more like fiscal one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh boy. Dust Bowl, here we come.
Indeed, yo. I see you on the open range. I don't know what that meant. I see you on the open range. I don't know what that meant. But anyway, we also have Atreus' actor. I'm gonna say his last name wrong, I think, but Sonny Soljic,
I think.
Soljic. Grew a lot over the course of development, so they had to edit his voice so that it remained consistent, which is also really cool. Like,
I love that.
He was growing up by the time they were working on this game. Yeah. Which you can imagine probably we're talking 2019 up until like 2022, early 2022, maybe, like,
or maybe late last year, 21.
Yeah, and he probably just had like a growth spurt, like straight the hell up.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
So
I mean, that happens in most medium with like child actors, right? Like, you look at Stranger Things and see how far they've aged in between seasons.
Yeah.
Or like Modern Family, where the kids grow up between seasons. Like, it's a thing that happens that everyone forgets.
Look at that. The
It's
kids
wild.
be growing.
I love that they edited his voice though. That's great.
Yeah. I really want to see if it's gonna be stuff that like we can probably hear. Probably not. I mean, they're professionals.
Probably not.
I assume.
Yeah.
And the last thing here that was really cool was that they cite that there was a heavy debate over the Norse saga being 2 or 3 games. Ultimately, it was done in 2. Want to put a little asterisk here as well that I remember, but I didn't put in the notes that Cory Barlog was the deciding factor of like 2 or 3. You know. And they also say that God of War Ragnarok is bigger than they had planned originally. So.
Oh boy.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Hey, man, we're supposed to see a lot of things in this game, man. We'll see, bro. We'll see.
I'm kind of happy that it's 2.
I agree.
because like obviously they weren't gonna do Ragnarok and then something after Ragnarok, right? Like I feel like Ragnarok has to be
Has
the
to
end.
end. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So like I don't want a middling sequel or middle entry where you're doing some cool things but like still teasing bigger things coming, and then us waiting another 2-3 years
yeah.
or 4 years for actual Ragnarok. So yeah, I'm way okay with just 2 games.
Yeah. I'm with it too. Yeah. And of course, like we know Sony Santa Monica is working on a new IP as well. That's in the background cooking. That's what Barlog is directing. I'm sure we'll see that within the next 2 years. I presume maybe within the year. I also, doubt that this is the last God of War game.
Oh,
know?
yeah. Yeah.
And that will roll in perfectly to our topic of the show here. You know what I'm saying? What is after God of War Ragnarok? You know what I'm saying? And like the main thing I want to look at here is this is going to be a little bit more of like a historical type of episode. Okay, I did a great one that I really like doing for Ghost of Tsushima, where we went over some of the history of Tsushima and such and all that during that time frame as well. And this one, we're gonna go over a particular, what am I trying to say? It's probably in the thumbnail, most likely, but a board that Tyr had. I believe it's later on in the game. It's one of those
like lore cabinets.
The lore cabinets
I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's one where it is depicting Tyr traveling to different realms and different myths, right, of different lands and different regions, right? So we'll just go over this and I feel like this is so far our best bet to look towards what is after Ragnarok, right? I would love to explore this question and ask this question again when we talk about the spoiler cast for Ragnarok and such, and like once we have that intel as well. But I just we're gonna discern each of the 4 logos that are in the corners of this and which different realms and myths that Tyr went to, as well as what God of War is in each myth of each realm. So of course we have the Omega sign, right? You brought up why I didn't do any research necessarily on that.
Yeah.
And in at least the part where I played when you're in Tyr's vault, there's actually something that I didn't even notice the first two times I was playing, but there's a stitched carpet on the wall that shows Tyr going to Greece. And you see the Omega symbols, and you see the architecture that looks very much like the Greek buildings and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's okay, Tyr's been there, which is really cool as well. But the God of War of Greek mythology is Ares,
It's Ares, yeah.
If you played the first game of God of War, you know how that went down. You know what I'm saying?
Or technically, still Kratos?
Yeah, I mean, right now I would consider in this game series, Kratos is the God of War.
It's still the God of War, right?
Yeah. Side note.
I mean, yeah, they hint at that, right? Where Freya knows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Freya knows, and I love when it clicks for Mimir, because he's wait, Zeus is your father. How's? And he's oh, you're the ghost of Sparta, and I love when he says that's oh wait, Mimir, what have you heard of this fucking maniac in Greece?
Exactly.
Killing
yeah.
What have you heard? Tell me. I love that. I loved it.
I don't know the answer to this, and maybe you do when you were doing your research and whatnot. But Tyr traveling to these different mythologies and different religions, right?
Right.
Why isn't Tyr the God of War in those as well? Is he just giving his knowledge to their versions of God of War? Is he just a traveling merchant? What is?
Based off of the part that I just played, Mimir and Atreus do answer this, and it's that Tyr is the God of War of the Norse myth, right? Of the Norse mythology, right? But he was a very different God of War in terms of he wasn't truly about war itself. He was about the prevention of war, right? And he really wanted to So like it's weird that he's still called the God of War. You know, like it is kind of weird because like he never really acted in a nature that you would assume a God of War would. But like
He's like actively trying to avoid it at all
yeah,
costs.
yeah.
So.
Like he's like more about like brokering peace, and like that's why he went to all of the different realms, and like
That's why the light elves are seeking him out.
Yeah, exactly, right. Like it could be because he's a bit of he's someone that tries to prevent war, rather than like be it. But I know in myth, and like I think they say like in the game as well, that like he's definitely lethal, like he is definitely a skilled killer for sure. But he tries to use his abilities to create sustaining peace and not perpetual war, and then in terms of like how he's able to travel to those different realms, it could be some sort of realm travel that we don't know yet, or it could be simply based off of how Corey Barlog answered how Kratos got to Norse myth, which is just that like they all live in the same relative Earth, you could say, but they're just in different areas
Zones
of the globe.
Areas,
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be it, but I want to start with Egypt, yo. I don't know if you wanted to do the honors of reading this little thing.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'll be honest, yo, guys. Listen. There's some words here that I'm gonna butcher. All right.
I'm gonna butcher some names as well.
Apologies.
I'll try my best.
By the way,
go ahead.
just really quick, all these symbols as well, all what Mimir and Kratos says, they all mean war, like symbols of war. So the Omega symbol, which I don't know if that actually means it in real life. I don't think it does, right? Like, doesn't mean something else, but at least like in the game lore, like that Omega symbol is lore, and like that's heavily associated with obviously Kratos and God of War and stuff like that.
The Omega symbol essentially means the end of something, the ultimate limit of a set, or the quote unquote great end.
Okay. Wow. That really puts in the terms of Kratos. Yes. Okay. And I mean, Kratos like completely collapsing the.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He ended everything.
All right. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So all of these, and they have, and I did write like the Egyptian ones, the Eye of Horus, I think is how you say it.
Yep.
As well. There's other ones as well, but you may proceed.
Yeah. Sure. In the top left of this lore board is, as Kev said, the Egyptian Eye of Horus symbol. The Egyptian god of war is called Montu. Montu, also spelled Mont, Monthu, or Mentu, in ancient Egyptian religion, god of the fourth Upper Egyptian nome or province, whose original capital of Hermothis, present-day Armant, was replaced by Thebes during the 11th dynasty, 2081 to 1939 BCE. Montu was a god of war. In addition to falcons, a bull was his sacred animal. From the 30th dynasty, 380 to 343 BCE, this bull, the Bukis bull, received an elaborate cult. Montu was represented as a man with a falcon's head, wearing a crown of two plumes with a double uraeus, rearing cobra, on his forehead. He had important temple complexes at Karnak, in Thebes, and at Hermonthis, Al-Tud, and Al-Madamud in the Theban era, all of which expanded greatly in the period of Roman rule.
Bravo, because
I'm sorry.
That would have fucked me up.
I'm sorry,
I would have been
people.
fucked reading that. But yeah, okay, so he's a god of war that has a falcon head.
I feel like we've seen that in other medium. Right? That bird head figure that is super tall, and what was that? I think we saw it like in Moon Knight, right? Wasn't he like in the museum or something like that?
Thank you. I was gonna say, like, was he in Moon Knight?
I think he was.
I feel like it was. Yeah.
Like that would be so cool. Like if we're gonna go anywhere, I would love for them to go into Egypt. Because like the Egyptian gods are like,
they're very.
I mean, you've heard of, like, at least from me growing up Roman Catholic, I've heard the biblical tales of like those gods and whatnot, but like, I would love to see them in a game.
Yeah.
Like imagine like the Sphinx.
That's what I'm
saying. If that was like a real thing, like there's a lot of really cool set pieces. I feel like,
and just like exploring Egypt, and like you like get, at least I got like a tiny taste of it most recently in like Assassin's Creed Origins, right?
Yes.
Where there is some of that myth in there as well. That is super cool. Same with Valhalla, by the way. There's a lot of Norse stuff in Valhalla that's really fucking dope, and like they have their own tale of Ragnarok and such in that game as well. Really, really, really cool stuff there too. But yeah, no, I hope this is where we go next. Personally, like out of the selections, I hope this is where we go next. I have a second and then a third, and it might be in this order that we have on the doc. Maybe.
Probably the same order for me as well.
Yeah, for sure. But
in the the bottom left. You want me to go on to the next one, or you had something else?
I can read it if you want. Like I don't want.
No, I can read it. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Go ahead.
Bottom left, Japanese Mitsudome symbol. Hachiman, the Japanese god of war. Hachiman, or in Japanese, means 8 banners. One of the most popular Shinto deities of Japan, the patron deity of the Minamoto clan and of warriors in general, often referred to as the god of war. Hachiman is commonly regarded as the deification of Ojin, the 15th emperor of Japan. He is seldom worshipped alone, however, and Hachiman shrines are most frequently dedicated to 3 deities. Hachiman as Ojin, his mother the Empress Jingo, and the goddess Himegame.
This is really cool. And why I like this one as well, because like if I'm reading it correctly, like he's supposed to be as the deification. So the emperor, the 15th, like a specific person became a god of war. In a similar way that Kratos was a mortal, was a human, made a deal with Ares, and he became God of War, right? So like, I just think that's really cool as well. That like they have like a bit of a grounded nature to it. You know what I'm saying? Like in a way, you know. I just thought that was a super cool note to. I mean, even though Kratos was born a god because Zeus was his dad, but you know,
sure,
you know,
yeah,
not fully, but. I thought that was a really cool thing to mention as well. And just to think of a God of War game in Japan, I'm definitely down with that.
Exactly.
Definitely with that, you know.
It'd be beautiful.
Yeah. A lot of people online and like on the Reddit were wanting like a Chinese one as well, but like I don't know if they would. I don't know if they could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. But yeah, no, I just think like this definitely sounded really cool. For sure, and like something like I would definitely like to see as well. Not as much as like Egypt as of right now, but definitely I want that down the line as well. You know,
absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah. I can just visualize Kratos walking through like cherry blossoms, like on his way to like a pagoda or something. Like, ooh,
fuck yeah, man,
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
I don't know what it's called, but like those candlelit like square like rectangle papers on the water, you know, like in Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, like that type of
like the lanterns, right? Paper lanterns.
Why did I describe that so fucking weird? Yeah, paper lanterns. I don't know why I described that so hard. Like, oh, this abstract notion of the candle and like the fucking paper lantern, bro. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. It's fine. It works.
Man, hell yeah.
I got it. That's all that matters.
I'm with that.
And then the last symbol that's in the bottom right is the Celtic Triskelion symbol. Nate is the Celtic god of war. In the mythology of Ireland, Nate, whose name is also sometimes spelled Net or Neath, was a god of war. He was one of the, Tuatha De Danann, the last group of supernatural men to invade the Emerald Isle. The Tuatha De Danann, largely regarded as the ancestral gods of the Irish people, are gods of Celtic culture. They arrived in the Iron Age with settlers from continental Europe, and most, like Neat, have obvious ties to other European religions. These Celtic gods, however, often do not survive the battles between the Tuatha De Danann and Ireland's earlier inhabitants. Their greatest legacy is not their own power, but the children they left behind from blended families. Nate was a Celtic god, but his mythology helps to illustrate the fact that Ireland was not a purely Celtic land. The Gaelic culture of Ireland blended Celtic and indigenous influences that are reflected in their legends.
Yeah, this one, I think I want to hear more about this, right? Because like I just haven't heard like a ton about like the Celtic gods. Like I feel like that's something that like I just don't know a lot about. You know what I'm saying? But
I also feel like this is a little close to Norse.
That's what I'm saying,
Just
right?
like setting wise, and like just from reading this, it just sounds a whole lot of like it's just gonna be Kratos with what's the word? Demigods. Like
Right.
daughters and sons and of these gods and the people that they've inhabited.
Right.
Like a Hercules situation. Like that's what I feel is what it's gonna be. Like what does it say? Oh yeah, they're not very powerful, right? Their legacy is not their own power, but the children they left behind. It's like I don't know how that really translates well to
exactly
Kratos going up against these gods.
Yeah, this is the one that questioned me. Where like I don't know if I got like maybe I could have chose like a better description to find online. I don't know, but like this is like the best I could find about this, and like I do find it interesting that like they included this. You know, like it's in the game. Like this is what the Triskelions like referring to and everything. But I just find it curious that like that is the backstory of it, right? And like you're right. Like what does it mean by like their offspring being the real prominence of like their power, you know what I'm saying? And then different stuff like that, right? Yeah. But you're right. It is kind of like similar territory to like Norse, at least in my head, it seems very similar.
Very interesting though.
Oh,
because I pulled up the Wikipedia.
Here we go.
It's a very small Wikipedia page.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, like I need more than this. Yeah.
Yeah. The first sentence though is, in Irish mythology, Nate was a god of war. He was the husband of Nemean and or Fae, and sometimes of Badba, who is also meaning crow. Also grandfather of Baelor. He was killed at the legendary Second Battle of Moytura. Are we saying
it says Fae? It says Fae.
Is Fae F-E-A? I would imagine that's how you would say Fae.
I mean, definitely.
Or Fia. Like
and like
Fae
I know
from Celtic gods.
I mean, but she's a giant.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's
right.
But now I'm like,
very and Baelor also sounds super familiar.
Because here's another thing too. Like, okay.
He's the grandfather of Baelor. Baelor is often described as a giant with a large eye.
What?
Oh, we're in the rabbit hole now, everybody.
Never mind. This is the top one. Never mind. I take it back.
And Badba, who is oftentimes the husband of, is also meaning crow, is a war goddess who takes form of a crow, and is thus sometimes known as Badba Katha or Battle Crow.
Because oh my god, wait! I just had a fucking epiphany.
And like, doesn't Odin use crows? Or no, he's got ravens. He's got the ravens.
Oh yeah, I was okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I know that when Brock and Sindri talk about Faye, right? They use her real name, which is Laufey. I think that's how you say it, right? Or maybe Laufey, right? But
sure,
how you spell it is Laufey. And I think you just said the Fae in Celtic is Fey, right?
No, Fea.
Oh, Fea. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought I did something there. Okay, never mind. But no, I mean, that might listen, man. You might be onto something right there. That one. Hey, I would definitely keep that in mind. All right? I would definitely keep that in the tuck.
Then the fact that the Celtic god of war,
right,
is directly tied into a giant, essentially Cyclops.
That's quite intriguing.
There's a lot of there's a lot of cross pollination, if you will.
That is quite intriguing.
Maybe that might have jumped up above Japan, just maybe a little bit.
I'm with that.
Because of the ties.
There's
just because
too many ties.
I could also just be reading way too far into this, but we're in the speculation game now. We're 20 days away.
This is what the Road 2 is about. This is what it's all about, baby.
That's very interesting.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Damn. That was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot in like 5 minutes. I didn't realize how
The next
integral.
10 minutes,
Okay.
we're just gonna be here in silence, just
Huh.
pondering and just taking it in.
What does it mean? What does it mean? I also have a theory that no, I don't accept that theory, but like
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna. I was just about to Google some names. I was like, I don't want to get spoiled. I gotta
as a
be careful.
hypothetical, like what names were you gonna Google?
I was gonna Faye's real name.
Laufey. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to see what comes up, but I don't
I mean,
want to risk it. I don't want to risk it.
I mean, would you like me to skim her wiki page?
Sure.
Just see if I see anything. I don't know. I mean, like, we know that she's a giant, specifically a frost giant, right? We know that she was very much about helping those in need and like helping, of course, the giants as well, right? We know that the Acer gods, so Odin, Thor, etc., right? Constantly hunted her, but they can never find her, and like she was almost like a myth. It was is that's how like that's how it's like described, is that like they had never really like encountered her. So like, fun fact, like when you break the spell that Faye had in the surrounding area of the woods that they lived in the beginning of the game, when you cut that tree down, you break that protection spell, right? So Baldur really is going after Faye.
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
it finds Kratos. Yeah. So that's also intriguing. So it says Laufey or Nay, Nai. Interesting. Okay. I'm sure there's something here, but
there's something there.
God of War Ragnarok is so close. You know, let's just.
So. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'm intrigued. Okay, so let's just end it for sure by like, okay, top to bottom, where do you want to go first? Where do you want to go last? You know, in this mythological.
Yeah, absolutely. Egypt's, I think, top of the list.
Facts.
I just want to see those gods in a video game setting. I don't think we've gotten them really, like in any game.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Origins might have hinted, but like, I just think that'd be super cool.
Find
and
those
then
big ass snakes and shit. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
And then like, just the thought of how closely tied it might be. I could be so wrong. The Celtic one's sneaking up there.
I tell you, man.
But I'm also like, I can't not push out the thought of the beautiful scenery of Kratos in Japan.
That's the thing.
And like how awesome that would look. So maybe I'll keep Japan second and then Celtic third. But the gap from second to third got real short.
Yeah.
They're very close together.
Yeah. I mean, I mainly feel like if they're gonna go beyond Norse, right? I feel like, at least off of what we read here and like how close in geography they are, right? I feel like there's not a truly like different landscape with the Celtic area of things, right? As opposed to like comparing it with Norse, right? Maybe I'm totally off base on that. Maybe I'm way wrong, right? Maybe there is a huge difference, but I just don't know. I could be dumb. There's that, right? But like when you think of like how the Greek aesthetic look, right, versus the Norse aesthetic, right? Then to think that like they could take it to Egypt, where like you're thinking of sands, you're like thinking of deserts, you're like thinking of, you know, these and granted there was a little bit of that in the original God of War trilogy, right? In the first game, very small amounts of it, but like to really see it double down, I think they would want to give it like a whole like different look. You know what I'm saying? And then Japan as well. You just said it, right? Those cherry blossoms, like that whole. Come on, man! Like that has its own distinct look that like I don't know if the Celtic region has that when you compare it to like Norse, right? Maybe it does.
Fair.
You know, but
yeah,
we'll see. We shall see. But hey, like this is, I mean, definitely speculation, right? But like these these symbols are in the game,
No, 100%.
and they could just be.
We're not just pulling those mythologies out of nowhere. No,
That's what I'm saying.
Straight from the game. Yeah.
And like, they could leave it at this. Be like, hey, like this is just Tyr going to different.
Absolutely.
But like, there's a lot of different, myths that you could have pulled, right?
Yeah.
Like, why these in particular? We'll see.
Ooh, last minute prediction.
Please.
What if we're going to find Tyr and Ragnarok to bring us to the other gods of wars that help us end Ragnarok? What if that is why we're going to Tyr?
If Tyr needs to end the war to end all wars.
Uh-huh.
Like, if that's what they're set out to do, I feel like Tyr would do that. Be like, listen, like,
Right?
I have brokered peace with these other God of Wars, right? Like, not every God of War is like
Yeah.
you, Kratos, where you fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you decimate.
You're a one-man wrecking
Yeah.
crew. Yeah.
Granted, you had your reasons, right? Even Mimir says it too. Like, I think Mimir says like a one line to Kratos himself when he says like you're the ghost of Sparta, like right after that, and because like Kratos like do not call me that, and like Mimir's like, hey, I mean, you weren't necessarily wrong. Like, they were fucking dicks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, yo,
Exactly.
like you got fucked over, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, oh my God. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of
cool.
like that. I kind of like, oh man. That might have to be your prediction in the,
Okay.
predictions episode for
I'll
sure, man.
take it.
Yo,
I'll take it.
yo, this predictions episode is going to be fucking lit. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We're going to go off. But until then, Kyle, where can people find you?
Mr. K-Step on Twitter, PSN, all that normal stuff. PlayStation Podcast, The Trophy Room, PlayStation Show on YouTube, wherever you listen to podcast services, and then all the indie game news coverage that you need over at 61indie.com. That's SIXONEINDIE. And a reminder, please rate and review this show 5 stars and be entered to win a copy of Ragnarok.
Yes, sir. Send me or Kyle a little screenshot of your rating or review, or maybe
Yeah,
and or.
either or.
Okay, either or. Gotcha. Bet. If they do both, 2 entries or.
Sure, we can do that.
Are we? Is that up for grabs? I don't know though.
Yeah, we can do 2 entries. Every review you do.
All right, bet. I'm sure we'll do some sort of like roulette, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
Figure it out.
You get 1 entry if you rate 5 stars. You get 1 entry if you review. But if you do 2, you get the old double whammy, the old wombo combo. You know what I'm saying? The old
Beautiful.
wombo combo. And of course, this has been Road to Ragnarok, the weekly podcast series. The weekly podcast series dedicated to any and all things God of War Ragnarok, from news, lore, reactions, and upon release, our review along with the spoiler cast to end the series. Catch the show here on youtube.com/blazing source, as well as podcast services just like Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, etc. via the anchor link down below in the description. Like the video and rate the podcast. It really does help us get even more viewers so we can grow the Pieces family. Down below, let us know what you like or dislike about the show, and connect with us further on Twitter and Discord in the description. Feeling generous, hit that join button, become a member of the channel with the $1 Prince tier, like to be with Musa, and our $5 King tier members just like Caleb Kaiser, the Iraq Knight, and the homie Owen as well. Make sure to go check out our latest uploads, and definitely go, once again, answering that giveaway. You can win God of War Ragnarok by doing the 5-star rating or leaving a review on your podcast service of choice, Spotify. I just got Spotify, actually. My girlfriend upgraded to the premium duo type thing. I've always been an Apple Music boy myself, so
Yeah.
now I got both sides like Chanel. I'm on Spotify and Apple Music. Look at
Nice.
that. Look at that. But yep, rate the podcast. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, greatness awaits.
Greatness awaits. I was a little late on that one.
I love it. I love it. I love it.